go ahead play like that, and you're supposed to be one of the top 10, top 5 cornerbacks. So, but the rest, man, I always say it. I said it a couple weeks back last year, man. They always, they Americans team. It's not Dallas Cowboys, man. It's the Patriots, man. And they grew.
I don't think they're America's team.
You don't think who's America's team? Cowboys?
Yeah. You think so? All right. You can't be an American team and you don't make it to the playoffs or win championships.
That's not America's team. Don't have to do nothing with winning or losing.
Yeah, what they got to do with?
Who's the favorite?
Who's the favorite?
Because once Dallas Cowboys start winning, everybody bring out their jersey. Nobody really likes New England, except for New England fans.
But why nobody likes New England? There's a difference because there's a lot of people that don't like the Cowboys, but nobody like the Cowboys because they talk too much and they don't win nothing. Why people don't like New England? Because they keep winning.
Yeah.
So, but I feel you. But
more people dislike New England than
the Cowboys. Definitely. And that's because they feel like, all right, they're not Americans team, but Tom Brady is what?
They might be the NFL's team.
Tom Brady is definitely the prince of the NFL because he, he gets everything his way. So, but it was a good game.
Except for Deflategate.
Yeah, and except when he played the Giants 2 times in the Super Bowl, we beat them. Just want to get that in there real quick. All right, so moving on, the next playoff game, who we have? Minnesota and Philly. Final score.
38-7, Philly with the blowout.
Now, I'm definitely disappointed in this game. 100%. Because I definitely had Vikings. You had the Vikings too.
Yeah.
Everybody had the Vikings. And they came out, first drive, boom, touchdown. I was like, okay, they're about to run it up. They stop Philly. They come back. Next drive, in tow. And from there, they wasn't able to recover. So Philly, let's talk about their stats. Foles had 352 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Pretty impressive. They running backs, pretty all right. They combined for 100 yards. Blunt had a touchdown. Ertz had 93 yards. Jeffrey, their big free agent signing, he had 2 touchdowns. What about the Vikings? What they had?
Keenum threw for 271 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions. And the running game only combined for about 58 yards. No wide receiver really showed up. Their running back led them in receiving.
Yeah, man. So what do you think it was their problem?
And their defense didn't do as good as
they top usually. Defense, man. It ain't Foles looked like Carson Wentz out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be the first one to admit, man. I said it here. I was like, Philly ain't gonna go nowhere without Wentz. And look, they in the Super Bowl, so I tip my hat to them, man. But Vikings, man, I'm surprised, but that's what happened when you have these backup quarterbacks. Now, keep in mind, Foles is also a backup quarterback, but he was a starter in the league, made a Pro Bowl 1 year, so he's definitely got that experience. Now, we talked about this. The quarterback from that game is gonna get a big payday. Foles, he didn't want himself a big payday. Keenum, sorry, man. You just lost about $50 million. That's a big loss. Now Vikings, they got a quarterback situation. They don't know who's going to be their quarterback. They got 3 quarterbacks. They don't know who to go with. Case Keenum. They got Bridgewater and Bradford. I mean, Bradford is done. So it's between Bridgewater and Keenum. I mean, to be honest with you, I was telling him in the game they should have switched quarterbacks by halftime. They should have pulled the Nick Saban. If you know you don't got it, you got 2 other quarterbacks back there ready, switch it up. Because he clearly was out of it. So now the next big question is what?
Who you think gonna win the Super Bowl?
Huh? Who you think?
I want to go for the Eagles. I want to go for the Eagles.
You going for the Eagles now?
Mm-hmm.
You going against number 12?
Yeah.
Man. I think I'm going to have to roll with Philly, even though I don't think they could win. But, Philly's been dying for a Super Bowl. They haven't won one, so they got a chance. but they're going up against number 12. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Hopefully they don't. I saw an offensive lineman for Philly already talking smack. Like, yo, slow down. You're an offensive lineman. You don't do nothing. All right, so don't start talking.
Offensive lineman is the second most important position.
But to talk smack in the game, you're not doing nothing. You're not going to hit nobody. You're not going out there and make no big plays. All you do is block and do your thing. Keep doing that. We don't need offensive linemen now talking smack. Leave that to the linebacker, somebody who's going to make a hit, make a difference, quarterback, cornerback.
It doesn't matter what position you play.
Huh?
It doesn't matter what position you play.
It doesn't matter. Anybody could talk smack?
If you're good, yeah.
All right. Well, I disagree. We'll see. But you don't want to add no extra fuel when it comes to Tom Brady and Belichick.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? You don't need that. They love feeding off of that. So chill out, go in there, prepare, because you got a big game in 2 weeks. All right, Philly, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's bring it back home and see what happens. I'm tired of the Patriots always winning every year. But number 12, man, he's the greatest of our era. I don't care what nobody say. Greatest quarterback of our era. All right, that's including Peyton Manning. All right, so that's it with football talk. We'll see what happens. Well, actually, no. Let's talk a little bit more. Let's talk a little bit more about football, because now we need to start talking about who's gonna pick who's gonna go where and things of that nature. So, who you think will be the first pick?
I think it's out of Darnold or Rosen.
Right. So we got like 6-7 players here listed that supposed to be. Now 5 of them I say could go in the top 3. The other 2 we'll see. But Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen, UCLA and USC quarterbacks, they supposed to be going number 1. Now, who has the picks? Let's read off the first few picks.
The top 10 picks in order.
They supposed to be going
Browns,
number 1.
Giants,
Now,
Colts.
who
Texans,
has the picks?
Broncos,
Let's read off the
Buccaneers,
first few
Bears,
picks.
The top 10 picks in order.
They supposed to be going
Browns,
now, but no, that Brown
Giants,
Texans lost their pick to the picks.
Broncos,
So actually, the Browns have the
Buccaneers,
first 2 picks in the
Bears,
first 5.
top
They got
10
number
picks
1,
in
and
order.
they supposed to be
Yeah.
going now, but no, that Brown
Giants,
Texans
Browns
lost got that pick.
Browns,
They traded. So actually, the Browns have the first 2 picks in the first 5. They got number 1. So Browns got 2 picks in the first 4. Now, but no, that Brown Texans Browns lost got that pick. They traded. Actually, the Browns have take a quarterback for the first 5. So that would either be Darnold or Rosen. Then it leave my boys, New York Giants, with a big decision. We got a big time decision of what we're gonna do, what we're gonna select. Now, from what I read today, because we got a new GM, new head coach. He was offensive coordinator for the Vikings. They haven't really made the official announcement yet, but the GM was saying, he's talking to Eli. He wants Eli to play at least 1 more year. So by that statement, I'm thinking the Giants is going to pull the trigger and go ahead and select Saquon Barkley, the running back. You just can't let that kind of talent slip by. Quarterbacks, it's a lot of quarterbacks is going to be available. But if Eli could give us 1 or 2 more years, he don't have to play at a high level, but we put the right pieces around him and put an all-star running back behind him and beef up that line, I think we could do it. So my choice would be Saquon Barkley, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns take Sam Darnold, we take Josh Rosen. And then, we see it from there. Now, 2 players who I think are going to fall maybe to the second round, which I don't know why, would be Baker Mayfield, Heisman winner from Oklahoma, and then Lamar Jackson from Louisville. So, we'll see what happens. We'll keep our eye on the draft and on the rumors, see what happens there. All right, what we got next? So let's talk about a little college basketball. Who you think will win the national championship?
I'm rolling with Duke,
You rolling with Duke? All right, so who the top 4 teams?
Villanova, Virginia, Purdue, and Duke.
And in that order, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, the polls just came out today. So that's the top 4 teams in college basketball right now. And then you got some, not sleepers, but you got some people on their net. All right, we got Michigan State, Kansas, West Virginia. One of my favorites, they dropped down all the way to 12, Oklahoma, Trae Young. They just lost 2 games in a row. So let's see what happens. But they got a big game coming up, right?
Yeah. Versus Kansas tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Tuesday night, Oklahoma against Kansas. So Oklahoma got to win that game if they want to stay in the polls and in the conversations. You don't want to lose 3 in a row, man. That's going to be very, very drastic. But one thing that's surprising, for the first time in like 20-plus years, or maybe not 20-plus years, I sometimes exaggerate the numbers, I apologize, but Kentucky is not in the top 25. So that's a little odd, you know, what's going on with Kentucky, but they be all right. Now, I think you know more information about this. Even though Duke got a monster squad right now, what's coming next year?
They have the top three recruiting prospects on ESPN's Top 100. They have number 1, R.J. Barrett, went to the same high school as D'Angelo Russell and Ben Simmons. Zion Williamson, the highlight freakish athlete, and Cam Reddish, all going to Duke next year.
So that's crazy. So we'll see. And Zion, man, everybody's, you know, he's that sensation right now, killing it in high school. So we'll see what happens, you know what I mean, when he go to Duke. I mean, I thought he was going to pick Kentucky because I'm pretty sure he's one and done. And, you know, Kentucky is the mecca of the one and done. But past few years, Coach K has had a lot of one and done players as well. So I guess it's a good decision. I mean, he's from South Carolina. He's going to North Carolina. So I guess he'll be closer to home as well. So that's the college basketball update for today. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on things. What about the NBA?
Breaking news, Jason Kidd just got fired.
Breaking news. We just heard that coming in here. Jason Kidd just got fired by Milwaukee Bucks. Thoughts, reactions?
I think it was a bad decision.
Why?
Because I think Jason Kidd is probably... It said Giannis was devastated. So that means their best player didn't even like it. He really liked Jason Kidd.
But look at their record right now. They sitting at 23-22. Okay. And the Bucks, man, after they made that trade with Bledsoe, they should have ran. They should have ran with the East or in their division. In their division, it wasn't their division. Because, I mean, they third in their division right now behind the Pacers and Cavs, which is understandable. But they should be second or even giving Cavs a little bit of push for their money. Because, to me, you got one of the best upcoming players. You told me he's one of the best players in the world. He got help. He got players around him.
He's been out for a while. They were losing a couple games lately.
Yeah, so damn, you know how they say, man, coaches always take the fall. So Jason,
I don't think he should have waited.
Should have waited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least after the season.
You never know what's going on behind closed doors, though. So something must have happened.
They didn't even hit All-Star break.
I know.
And Giannis was devastated, so that's their best player, and they just made him upset.
So what that mean? You think he out now? Well, nah, he just signed that big-ass contract, so he can't go nowhere.
He could request for a trade.
He could request for a trade. That's different. But I don't think he's going to – he don't look like that type of player that's going to cause trouble. But, you know, Steph Curry was devastated when they let Mark Jackson go, and look what happened now. So, you know, coaches come and go. Players got to get used to that.
This just goes to show that nobody's loyal. Loyalty is dead.
Well, I ain't going to say loyalty is dead. You can't mix business with friendship and pleasure. Business is business. So teams are always going to make business decisions. So you can't have loyalty in business. It's just it doesn't mix well. You can have some type of understanding, but you just got to understand it's always business. That's why I always tell players or whatever, do what you're going to do, what's best for you, not best for the team. When you're trying to make decisions in regards, if I'm going to stay there, not there, sign this and that, always look at yourself first before you're ready to satisfy somebody else, because the team will do the same to you. They'll trade you in a minute if you ain't playing right, things of that nature. Look what happened to Fizdale. He got fired in Memphis. It was like a month into the season, and they had an awesome run last year. So, you know, Jeff Hornacek, you next, man. You next, man. You about to get up out of here. All right, but anyway, who you think can knock off the Warriors right now, though? What you think?
In a 7-game series, nobody.
Nobody? All right, they just took a pretty bad whooping against
8 points. 8 points.
Well, 116 to 108. Yeah, that's not a pretty bad whooping. My bad. I was thinking about the next topic, but
and Iguodala didn't play.
But they had their star players, all their superstar players. So I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, it was because of that. You know, you got your star players against their star players, and it was Harden's first game back, I think, right?
No.
Or second. So he's not even 100% really yet. So he played. And they took the 2-1 lead for the season. So I'm not saying the Rockets could beat the Warriors, but it's not a clear path for the Warriors either. Cleveland got a whole other set of problems, but Warriors, I don't think it's going to be a clear path. They're automatic in there. I think they got two teams that they need to be looking out for. That's Houston, and then this next team we're about to talk about. OKC embarrassed the hell out of Cleveland on Saturday night, 148 to 124. Thoughts, reaction?
I don't know.
What you think? You think because, you know, a couple weeks ago, I was over here even saying they need to trade Paul George, get rid of him, it's over. You know, OKC is not working. Now they look like one of the best teams in the league. They feeling good. They starting to understand each other. In that game alone, they had 4 players and 20 points. Paul George had 30-something. Westbrook had 20-something plus 20 assists. Melo had 29. Adam had what?
25
and 10. You know, when you had those kind of numbers, man, you could be pretty much unstoppable. So, you know, we'll see. But you know, I'll say the Warriors still the favorites in the West. But let's talk about Cleveland. What's going on with Cleveland?
I think they'll still be back in the finals.
You think they'll still be back in the finals?
I mean, it's like this every year.
Nah, I never seen a Cleveland team. I never seen a LeBron team. Let me say Cleveland. I never seen a LeBron team this bad. I have never seen a LeBron team this bad.
When he first started, they was bad.
I mean, I'm talking about, you know, these last 7 years where they be going to the championship. Of course, when he first started, that's different. But I'm talking about these past few years making all these championship runs. This got to be the weakest team right now. They don't play no defense. Every time I look at SportsCenter and they showing highlights, their defense is getting exposed all over the court. All over the court. You're not going to be able to win a championship playing like that. What's going to happen is LeBron's going to get hurt or his tires is going to get aired the hell out. He's going to have a flat tire. He ain't going to be able to finish right. And he put his coach on the hot seat the other day when they asked him a question like, hey, you think Tyronn Lue, should get fired or whatever? He like, I can't worry about that. You know, I don't know what's going to happen to this team. Man, you LeBron James, man. You know what's going to happen with the team. You should have gave a little more secure statement about your coach. So I'm going to give you a name that I heard earlier that was very interesting to hear. If Cleveland decides to fire Tyronn Lue. You know who?
Who?
Fizdale.
Fizdale? Yeah.
Fizdale used to coach. He was part of the coaching staff in Miami. You know what I mean? So him and LeBron is very cool. So if they was to pull the plug on Tyronn Lue, I see Fizdale as being the next one in line to, you know, make things happen. But what kind of trade you think Cleveland needs? Because that's the question right now. What kind of trade do they need?
I say DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan?
Get some defense.
Get some defense. They definitely need some defense. I heard George Hill name come up. Where he at? Where George Hill at right now? In Indiana? Sacramento? I don't know if George Hill would be the answer. Somebody like DeAndre Jordan. Somebody who's going to go in there and play some defense and help them out in the paint. But they also need some shooting. J.R. Smith playing horrible. Dwayne Wade is going to be Dwayne Wade. You know, you can count on him. But, you know, Isaiah Thomas, you know, it's too early to kind of judge whether it's going to work or not. He still got to get his legs underneath him.
But I feel like it's like this every year. Like, they always saying that the Cavs are not going to make it.
Nah, I just haven't seen it this bad, though. as far as defense.
I think it was the same bad last year.
Last year? In the beginning it was, but then they even before the All-Star break, they caught that second win and they was winning, doing what they supposed to do. I don't know. Something drastic needs to happen with the Cavs, in my opinion. 76ers, what's up with your boy? They just beat the Bucks 116-94. 76ers, what you think about them right now?
They're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs, but what they going to do in the playoffs? Who is the Cleveland Cavs competition in the East? Who's going to give them a run for their money?
Celtics, obviously, and Raptors.
Raptors, man. I don't know about the Raptors. But, yeah, Celtics. At one point, we were saying Milwaukee, but right now, it's all over the place over there. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens, you know. What else going on in the NBA? Kawhi Leonard, man. He out again, indefinitely. Calf injury. Now he beefing. He's beefing with the training staff, disagreeing with the training staff. They're saying, oh, you didn't handle my injury correctly. I don't know what's going on, man. But Kawhi Leonard, man, that's definitely my favorite player in the NBA. It just hasn't been good. Another thing that happened with Spurs, they just benched Tony Parker. He's coming off the bench for the rest of the season, and Murray is going to be the starting point guard. Parker blessed it. He said, yo, it's time. Pop says time, so I don't have a problem with it. Parker right now is averaging like 7 points a game, so I can understand him coming off the bench. So, you know, we keep an eye on San Antonio. At one point, beginning of the year, they were saying they was going to give Golden State a run for their money, but they're a little confused with their team right now. And with Kawhi Leonard not playing or not even being 100%, I don't see it happening. What else? What else going on in the NBA?
Starting lineup for the All-Star game release.
Okay, let's talk about the starting lineup for the East and West.
It's not really the starting lineup because they still got to pick, but those are the players that have to start.
Those are the players that got to start. So anybody you felt was left out that should have been in the starting lineup?
No.
Nah?
Not really.
Pretty decent? Yeah, I agree.
That was pretty much my picks.
Yeah, we'll see with the rest of the teams how the whole selection goes and see who's going to make it. And then we could kind of talk about who got snubbed and things of that nature. I still don't really understand the process, how they're going to pick and this, that. It's a whole new format this year, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully they don't mess it up and ruin the All-Star game because All-Star game is about entertainment, man, entertaining the fans, everybody having a good time. So hopefully it still remains that way.
Who do you think will be first pick? KD?
Of course. Of course.
Stephen Curry and LeBron are the captains.
Stephen Curry and LeBron are the captains. So, yeah, I mean, KD is going to be the first pick. I mean, because after Stephen Curry, it's either KD or Harden. That's the first pick. You know what I mean? And then after that, it's up in the air. So, we'll see. We'll see who will make it to the All-Star game this year and things of that nature. All right. Now let's give a little JV update, you know what I mean? Franklin JV, all right? Franklin High School here in Baltimore, Maryland, where somebody sitting next to me plays, all right? So what's your record right now?
6-3.
6-3. Actually, we just played the game today. They just won. What was the final score, you remember?
It was, I forgot.
Yeah, I think they won by 11. They played Western Tech. It was a pretty good game. Friday, though, they had a pretty bad loss. Not bad loss, but bad meaning like a bad taste in their mouth. They played Perry Hall. They lost by what, 4 points?
5
points. That was
61-66.
61-60. That was a pretty good game. So how you feeling? What's been going on for you so far this season? How things going?
Good.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You learning? What's up?
I'm learning.
You learning? All right. Yeah. So I mean, you know, he's going through what a freshman goes through. You know what I mean? Fighting for minutes. You know. And when he get out there, he do make things happen. Today he had an okay game. He got a stiff neck and a bad headache, but he still made the best of it. Had a couple steals, you know, layup. He was able to knock down 2 free throws. So, you know, hustling and busting, doing his thing. He had a couple turnovers, though, so we got to work on that, you know, just staying focused and not trying to do too much. Let the game come to you. But, you know, so right now they sitting at 6-3. The next game is when?
The 24th.
Which is what?
This guy's birthday.
Yeah, I told him every time you score, you better look over, or I better read your lips and hear happy birthday. So the next game is on Wednesday, and they play Eastern Tech. They out in Exeter, so we'll see how that go. All right, so that's the JV update. Now let's talk about the top 5 Super Bowl performance. So I'll go first. I'll list my top 5. I had the only special team player to ever win a Super Bowl MVP, Desmond Howard. He had a total of 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, beating the Patriots 35-21. That was Super Bowl 31. Second moment is going to be Kurt Warner, Super Bowl 36, when he threw for 414 yards, 2 touchdowns, beating the Titans 23-16. My third one is Terrell Davis, Super Bowl 32. He had 157 yards, 3 touchdowns, beating the Packers 31-24. Then we had Jerry Rice, Super Bowl 33, with a monster game, which is still a record now, 215 yards and a touchdown, beating the Bengals 20-16. I didn't even know the Bengals made it to the Super Bowl. Steve Young, Super Bowl 31. This was crazy. He threw for 325 yards and get this, 6 touchdowns, and also rushed for 49 yards. So those are my top 5 Super Bowl performances. What's yours?
Mine is Von Miller. You know what he did against the Panthers.
Yeah. He pretty much took over that game on the defense side.
Jerry Rice, for the reasons you said.
Okay, Jerry Rice.
Drew Brees. He was 32 for 39 passes, and kind of was a big win for the city of New Orleans.
Yeah, they needed that win.
Back from Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
Joe Montana, it was a 55-10 win, and he was the leader. And Emmitt Smith, he was the only person that scored that touchdown for the Cowboys.
Damn, you took it back to Emmitt Smith? Okay. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so you know our time is about to be pretty much up, man. So don't forget, man, we back every Mondays, man, 6 to 7. Who You Think Sports. Make sure you catch us. Put the word out. Spread the word. And don't forget to download the app, Radio on Fire, for Android users, so you can just watch us on your cell phone. It's all love. We out of here. This is Trey Verdejo. I represent the old school.
And I'm Destin Verdejo, and I represent the new wave.
Peace.